Manchester United 2, Man City 1. We won the derby. Get in. Come on, United. I'm not going to go too far and say that we're in a title race just yet. I feel that would be too presumptuous of me. But this is a performance today. This is a result today that showed character that I have to hold my hands up. I didn't think we had. I think back to games earlier this season. I think back to games last season. And I think to whenever we would go 1-0 down against a big team, you're waiting for 2, 3, 4, 5, or even earlier this season, 6 at the Etihad. And the fact that we went into half-time and we said, you know what, we should be 1-0 up, 2-0 up. Rashford, a couple of really good opportunities. And second half, Martial came off. We lost the shape. City started to dominate. They scored the goal. I thought, this is it, game over. The difference between us and City is that their squad is bigger, there's more strength in depth. But the real difference between us today and Manchester City is we wanted it more. Our personality, our character, our spirit was stronger than theirs. And that goes down to Erik ten Hag. I think back to what he was saying in his press conference yesterday when he was saying that, you know, we can't think about that game earlier on in the season. That's gone. That's in the past. We can't change the past, but we can change the future. And you change the future by having belief. You change the future by being aggressive, by being passionate, and most importantly, by not being naive. I think of players like Thuram Malacia today. He did not give Riyad Mahrez a kick. Every single time Mahrez got the ball, right behind him, bang. There was Malacia. Some of them were fouls. Doesn't matter. He let Mahrez know he's in a game. Fred, in the middle of the pitch. This is the important thing with Fred. And I've said this about Fred and Scott McTominay as well so many times, is that I think the criticism towards them for the last few years at United has been they can't be starting every single week at United. Because if you play a midfield of Fred and Scott McTominay every single week, you're not going to compete. You're not going to win trophies. In the role he's in today, in the role that he has been this season, this is the best use of him. He's going to start some games where he's required to, i.e. he needs to have one role, one focus, stop Kevin De Bruyne. Every single time Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball, you go to him, you kick him, you win the ball back, you do whatever. And to be honest, to the credit of De Bruyne, the one time he gets free, City score. That's the quality of him. But Fred deserves a huge shout out because of that. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There have been a lot of players this season that we've spoken about the turnaround under Erik ten Hag. We've spoken about Rashford. We've spoken about even like Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, et al., others. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the last few months, talk about a player that's been on form. Talk about a player that is doing things that we didn't think he was capable of. Talk about a player that's just revolutionised. And we're still in January and there's still speculation about his future. People saying, oh, he's not really a Ten Hag player. Ten Hag doesn't rate him. And do you know what? I'm sure Ten Hag didn't rate him because he didn't play him for half a season. And it's only because of circumstances, only because his hand was forced that once we came back from the World Cup, Dalot was injured. And Wan-Bissaka was given an opportunity. And guess what? Credit to him, because with this opportunity, he's grabbed it with both hands. And because of how well he's been playing, he started today. But there still was a question. Yeah, he's played well recently, but that's against the likes of Burnley. That's against the likes of Wolves. That's against the likes of Bournemouth at home. Manchester City in the derby at home. That's a different question. And he was brilliant. Phil Foden, who was on his side, did nothing today. Absolutely zero. He did nothing. Now, Jack Grealish came on, did a bit more, got his goal, but I wouldn't say that was Wan-Bissaka's fault. That was more not tracking the runners because Kevin De Bruyne puts it on a plate for Jack Grealish. So Wan-Bissaka deserves a ton of credit. Marcus Rashford. I was calling for him during the game to come off. I thought he was hurt. He went down towards the end of the first half. He said visibly, my hip, he hurt his hip. Well, Shakira says his hips don't lie. Because even though he was hobbling around, even though he was walking around at points, second half goes through the pain barrier and gets his goal. Absolutely brilliant. He continues his momentum. He continues scoring goals. And at this kind of form, who knows what he can achieve this season? Who knows how long it will continue on for? But it's big players in big games, in big moments. And Marcus Rashford has been a big player for us recently. And today in a big game, he delivered a big moment, a big goal, the winning goal. You have to give credit to Alejandro Garnacho as well, because he came on at a time in which the game did look like it was getting away from us and we needed something a bit more direct. He comes on and he gets a second bite at it because his first attempt to cross it, I think, was blocked. I think it hits the City defender square in the face. But he then reacts, composes himself, puts the ball across goal for Rashford to score. And Rashford in that position, that was a number 9 position. That was a striker's position to pick up. And again, you have to give credit to Rashford because he's not a striker. He's been shifted around this season. The fact that he's been able to get the goals, to get the assists that he has, whilst he hasn't actually had a position that's been cemented. He's best coming off the left, but he's played on the right. Throughout the game today, ended up front as well. And again, he deserves a ton of credit for that. He's been playing absolutely brilliantly recently. And again, I think it's a testament to Erik ten Hag because Ten Hag's been the guy that's shown a ton of belief in him. This belief has been incredible. Since day dot of Erik ten Hag's tenure at Manchester United, he's put his arm around Rashford and he said, this is my guy. I believe in you. Forget last season. Forget the speculation. Forget the noise. Forget everything that's been surrounding you. Forget you arguing with fans outside Old Trafford. Let's talk about this season. Let's focus on this season. And he said it in a press conference. He said, what have you said to Rashford? He said, I told him at the beginning of the season, the chances will come. Focus on scoring goals, the chances will come. And the chances will come. And the chances have been coming, and he's been scoring goals. So credit to him as well. Casemiro, this guy, Ten Hag called him the cement between the stones, and it's true. It's so true. Big game Miro, Casemiro, whatever you want to call him. When it matters, he shows up. And once again, he showed up again today. And I just want to kind of take a step back and praise Erik ten Hag because we can focus on individual performances. We focused on a few there. Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, of course, gets the goal that equalises. Who cares about controversy surrounding that? I certainly don't. The real person that deserves all of the praise here is Erik ten Hag. When is the media going to give this man credit? When are they going to stop saying stuff like, oh, his English isn't great. Oh, his suit's a bit too big. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Oh, he didn't really handle the Ronaldo situation very well. The guy's winning games. Since the first 2 defeats of the season, only Arsenal have picked up more points than us. That could change by tomorrow. This form is a testament to the guy's ability. This form is a testament to the guy's character. The character of the squad reflects the character of the manager at this point. Think of the things the guys had to deal with. Back-to-back opening day defeats, right? Against Brighton, against Brentford. The Cristiano Ronaldo situation, lesser people would have folded when it came to that. In addition to that, the club's being sold. There's a takeover possibly happening. There's no money being put into the club in January. Yes, we spent a lot in the summer, but even that summer transfer window was a farce at points. And he's managed to deal with that. We've had bad defeats at points as well, like Manchester City. And what's he done? He always recovers. He always learns his lesson. And that's what he did from earlier on in the season. He learned his lesson. He said, okay, that won't happen again. And it didn't happen again. Today was a different game, and we deserved it. This isn't a situation whereby it's a 2-1, it's a smash and grab. Previously, in years that have gone by, we've beaten City, but afterwards you go, we're a bit lucky. We nicked that one. We deserved it today. And as far as are we in a title race? I've always said, ask me at the end of the month. After we've played Palace, after we've played Arsenal. But if we play like we did today, anything is possible. And I'll leave it at that. Manchester United 2, City 1.